Hello everybody, welcome back to another video here at Rule 1 Model Railways. Today we're going to have a quick look over the Bachmann Class 158. Stay tuned for more. So guys, welcome back for another video here at Rule 1 Model Railways. Today, as I say, we're going to look over the Class 158 made by Bachmann. There are some great points to this model and a couple of not so great points to this model. So we're going to have a look through them one by one and see what you think at the end of it. So, this is the first Bachmann model, at least that I know of anyway, to feature a motor in each carriage. So there's a motor on both ends. The motor's here, a little tiny motor underfloor, and it's powered by this drive shaft that you can just about see in there, if you can see. I don't know if it's prototypical, but it looks it to me. It looks very good. You can see a drive shaft coming out down there. Whilst we have it over, we'll have a look at the underbody detail on this model, and as you can see, everything is moulded, even things that you can't see from outside the centre of the model when it's down like this. So you can see all the little air tanks in there and all the little fittings that you won't be able to see when the model is down. I think on Bachmann's part that's a really good deal that they've done that. I'm quite impressed. Now they have got we'll move on to the couplings. A rather proprietary coupling where it shares the DCC signal and electronics over from one carriage to the other. Now if you look at it, it's got a clip on it. This clip I think is quite delicate, and I'm not 100% sure how long it's going to last if you were to have a layout where you took it on and put it off every single day. Now this model is quite old. Well, I say quite, it's new, but it's done a lot of miles. It's done 30 kilometers so far. So this is the wear you can expect to see on the wheels after 30 kilometers. There's hardly anything there, and it has really put up a good job of what it's doing. You see the coupling is still firm. Moving on to the other ends of the train. So the front, you can see we have a standard BSI coupler right there, and both ends do. So this model can indeed be connected to another one. So you could have two of them running in multiple. And as you can see, the close coupling is actually really close. It's really good. Not bad at all. I really like that. As you can see, it's kinematic style as well, so it'll move out for the corners. So it has a full array of lighting functions. So the cabs light up. Unfortunately, it's the rear cab that lights up rather than the front one when you ask it to light the cab up. But if you're operating it, then that's true, as the guard would be the one with the light on at the back of the train, whereas the driver would always have his off unless he or she had stopped at a station to read their next time table or whatever. The destination lines inside the front cab, you can see that there, they're actually lit. And they look really good as well. This one has Bristol Temple Meads on it. In fact, they both do, both ends. And it's really nice to see those lit up. And we'll see that running later. The most impressive feature I found about this loco is the door locking lights. These door locking lights actually light up. They light up orange. just like the real thing does. When you press the button to open the doors, if you have a sound decoder with one of the functions, these lights come on. And once the doors are closed again, you press that button again, the doors have finalised their closing sound, these lights then go off. Again, exactly like the real thing. It's really, really good. Now, this takes the Plux 22 decoder, if you are looking for a DCC chip. So just make sure you get one of those rather than a 21 pin like all the other Bachmann models. 22 pin is the new standard, which I hope a lot of models will be following on from. It is very good. This model, talking about DCC and sound, comes with factory sound fitted decoders. Now, they're okay. They're not great, they're very quiet and quite tinny. If you can replace them, do. But otherwise, it's better to have some than none at all. In my model, I actually went for the DCC ready version. I got this pre-owned. And I installed sound DCC decoder into it. The great thing is about these, because of that coupling there, you only need one DCC decoder for sound in both units, because there are speakers in both units and those connections between the cards, which means you only have to buy one sound DCC decoder. It really does have an effect on the cost quite considerably. Now, with the interior detail on these models, it's also really, really good. So if we can get a closer look here, don't know if you can see it on the camera, but you can see, or you can, all of the interior seating details and tables have been included in this one. And even at the end, when we get to the end, you can see a luggage rack on the other side. If I turn it around, you'll see that. They've even included the luggage rack. How about that? It's really, really good for detail. And the reason they could do that is because of this motor being so small in the bottom. What they've managed to do, instead of putting weights into the locos, so big massive weights as well, because they put a motor in both carriages, they didn't need to put the weights in. So we can dispel with those weights and you can fit much more detail inside, and that was a very good job of them to do so. Moving on to the downside, for some reason Bachmann have decided to model this weld join here for the cab end. I'm not quite 100% sure why it's so pronounced, because on the real model you can barely see it. But on this one it is as if they almost riveted them together rather than welded them. But as the model goes, it's not the end of the world. Being the only thing that I can detract from this, it is brilliant for detail. The only other thing with having two motors is there's slightly more motor noise than their old system. Their old mechanism they used to use, especially in their Bachmann 150s. But in this case, I think it's way, way worth it. Let's go see it run. So, I'm about to put it on the track. We'll see how this goes. It's fairly easy to roll. We've got a lovely bit of sunset coming through onto it. What lovely lighting. I see all the details on it as it go by. There you go, it's easy to rail. And on the straight section, to couple it, not so easy. You have to try and get them pins to all line up. And it's not quite doing it, so there we are. I'm actually going to have to support that underneath as I push it together, otherwise it's going to bend. I will use a screwdriver for that. I believe in the box it does come with a tool for this, but unfortunately I don't have that available at the moment. There we go, it's coupled. But I have derailed it. There we go, we're on. So I'm going to give that a run now. Time track on. We're getting all the announcements, obviously. I'm actually going to turn the sound off, just so we can hear the motor noise first. There. So let's have a listen, shall we? There you are. So this is a really well ran in loco, this one. So there's absolutely no chance that this is getting any quieter if I ran it in any further. Having done 30 kilometres, that's the sound you're going to get. One thing that does strike me on this unit is the rail sound. When it goes over joints, it sounds really nice. And we'll just do some slow running in front of you. We'll see how slow we can get this. There we go. That's got to be one of the best units I've ever owned. And this is over points. It's because of that coupling in between that it always has electrical connection. Just trying to get it to start on the slowest speed step it will. There you are. It's actually moving now. So if I get you a closer zoomed in look, you'll see this. It's something else. So that's how slow this loco will actually run, this train set, sorry, this unit. So slow speed running, not a problem. Box is ticked. Well and truly. Now, oops. So we're running at a bit of speed. I haven't got much space to run it at speed, but you can hear it in the short section. Now what we haven't done yet is turn the interior lights on, and this is a nice little feature. If I hit that button now for the lights, you'll see them flicker as they come on, just like in the real world. Did you see that? They flicker just like a normal bulb does when it turns on first time. We also have the door sounds, the doors opening and closing. We might get those to work the engine up. Let's try it. No, you won't. Okay, so I have to turn the engine on now. Apparently we're going to Exeter Central. We'll try the doors again. There you are. See the orange light came on? And then it go off again. I'll do it once more, and I'll zoom in on that light so you can see. I just need to aim that camera right, there we go. There, so I turn it on once more. The light comes on, and then the light goes off. I think that's a brilliant touch, that is. Now I move it off into the platform. Sets the second engine starting and off it goes. Hear the brakes release, the revs rev up, and off it goes. So I've actually gone the wrong way, but all the same. So you do get all those sounds with it with Lego Man Microchip. We're using a Lock Sound V5 decoder in this. If I zoom in on the front of the train, you'll also see the destination blind is nice and lit up. Which is what I was talking about earlier, another great feature. So in conclusion to this review, I'd give this model a 10 out of 10, and the reason that I'm going to do that is, even though the price was quite steep when it was purchased compared to recent price hikes, this was a really good purchase. If you can find any at the retail price still, they're well worth it. Especially as Bachmann are now trying to sell their 150s with the older tooling for around £300. So this one, especially at the pre-owned prices, is an absolute steal. Especially with the brand new tooling and the brand new features, and the interconnected wiring between the carriages, and all those other features I mentioned today. It's really worth having on a layout. As I say, 10 out of 10, thank you very much, Bachmann. If you've liked this video, do hit the subscribe button and the like button, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and goodbye.